Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to clean all of my bags. So I thought I'd show you guys how I care for my bags, how I store my bags, how I do everything. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Typically, I go through and clean all of my bags. I say about every 2 months. So I would take everything down from the shelves and clean all the shelves. I go through all of the bags, inspect everything, make sure that there is nothing wrong with the bags, or if there is any stain, any discoloration, that I would know right away. And I would clean the bag. I will condition them. What I am going to do first is I am going to take all of my bags and put them on the floor for now so that I can clean all of the shelves. And I like to use these gloves so that I don't damage my bags when I handle them, because with these fingernails, they're pretty dangerous, so I don't want to scratch my bags. I brought in my ladder, and then now I'm gonna take everything down. Okay, so I have all of them on the floor now. Not actually on the floor, but they sit on my rug. And now I am going to clean the shelf. I am just gonna spray them and then wipe them off. And to clean my bag, I am using the Cadillac leather lotion. This was actually recommended to me by one of the Chanel SAs a while back. It is safe to use on Chanel bags, so I am using it on all of my bags. I'll put the link in the description. I am simply using the cloth from Chanel. When you buy the bag, they all come with the cloth in the packaging, and I typically use this to buff out any scratches on any of my bags. And then the rest, I just use a little bit of like a soft napkin and use the lotion to clean any of the marks on there, stain if there's any, or just to condition my bag. For a soft leather like this one, I am going to use the little soft cloth, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of the Cadillac product on here. And I like to spread it out a little bit on the cloth, just so that when I put it on my bag, it doesn't get like a big chunk on it. And then I just kind of rub it all over the bag. This lotion is good because it's kind of all in one. You can use this to clean off any marks and also to condition the leather. Because leather, it's like our skin. If you don't condition it, it will get cracked. I don't want to overdo it. I usually just put a little bit of product. I do it on the strap too, because if we hold a strap with our hand, it gets dirty. And then also, you know, the strap are being used a lot, so it put a lot of strain on the strap, so it's easily cracked. So I like to condition the straps as well. I think I need a little bit more product. And then also open the inside and condition, clean the inside as well. And this is why I use the gloves, because if not, I think my fingernails would be a hazard to the bag. And that's it. And just like that, I will go through all of my bags and clean everything, condition everything, double check, make sure that I have a stuffing in there. If I have an organizer, great. But if I don't have an organizer, then I really have to make sure that I stuff the bag really well so that it doesn't lose the structure. I use these acrylic stands to display my bag. I have to make sure that I clean them as well so that the dust doesn't get over my bags. So to clean these, I keep it really simple. I just use a paper towel and then spray some of the cleaning solution on there, and then just clean it off. And I have to do this early, so I can let them dry before I put my bag back on here. One of them. And I just go through all of them. There's a bit of a stain right here. I think it might have been because I sat it on something like a table or a chair that was not 100% clean. So there's like a little dark spot on there. So I just put a little lotion and I'm just trying to buff it off. Yeah, I have to be careful to not rub it too much, that it can damage the leather. Okay, so it looks like most of it came off. And this is why I clean my bags and go through everything every so often, just so that I can catch things like this and, you know, trying to take care of them as soon as possible. So for this trendy CC, I do have the organizer, and then inside of the organizer, I also stuff it with the original stuffing that came with the bag when I first got it, and I just kept it as is. That's how I stuff the bag. Just an FYI, even though my shelves are white, for a light color bag, I like to put a liner on the shelf before I put the bag on top of it. With the felt liner that comes with the bag, I just use that as the liner at the bottom. So I put that on top of the shelf and then I put my bag on top of it. And that's just to protect the bottom so that it doesn't rub against the shelf, and then it protects with color transfer and stuff like that too. Well, at least that's what I'm trying to do. For leather that is more durable, like a caviar, I don't use the cloth. I just simply use the paper towel and do the same thing. Give it some shine. Honestly, any leather, you have to condition it so that the leather can be soft, because if the leather gets too dry, it's gonna crack. And so far, I don't have any cracking on any of my bags because I do condition them pretty often. You don't want to condition them too much because they get too moist, but I think every couple months is good. And also be very careful. You don't want to mix the cloth between dark color and light color, because some of the darker color, like red, the color will come off a little bit, and that's normal. But you don't want to use that same cloth on like a light color bag, because then you will get that red color onto a white bag, for example. Like same thing with this one, I stuff it really well too. This one is a little bit more structured than the trendy CC, but I still stuff it. I stuff all of the bags. And with the gold hardware, what you can do is, if you use like a really soft cloth, the one that you use for your jewelries, and you just buff the hardware, and that will protect the hardware from being tarnished. So yeah, that's what I learned. And my gloves are really soft, and I can just use my glove and kind of buff it on the hardware. For the classic flap, when I have it on the shelf, I don't close the lock. And that's because I don't want to put too much pressure on the flap and right here. Because of the Mona Lisa pocket, it has a zipper. If I close the lock, then the zipper here will press against the inner flap, and that will leave the indentation. And all of them comes with a little bit of indentation, but I will avoid to make it worse. So I used the felt and lined it in with the flap like that. So then when we close the bag, the zipper doesn't press on the leather. And then I don't close the bag all the way. I just leave it like that. And that is gonna be so much better on the flap, because again, it doesn't give it a lot of pressure on the flap. Moving on to this baby. I'm just gonna condition her. Again, I'm just buffing the hardware here just to prevent it from getting tarnished. Yeah, try to do this often so that way your hardware doesn't change color. Try to do it here too, because This is the part where I noticed that it often gets tarnished. Look at the shine that the bag has when I condition it. See the shine? It shines so much more compared to down here. I don't know if the camera can bring it all out, but it just makes it shinier because of the conditioning. Make sure to do it around the corner as well. Again, we're not gonna lock it. We're just gonna leave it open. Okay, as you can see here, I used a little liner. I put it on the shelf. This is the liner that comes with the bag. So when it's not being used, I don't close the flap. Same thing with the classic flap, and that's how I display them. I keep all the flap open as well as the wallet on chain. All the lighter colors, I again line the shelf before I put the bag on the shelf. This one, the leather is lambskin, so I don't put it directly on the shelf. Even though this shelf is very soft and smooth, but you know, just another layer of protection doesn't hurt. And that is how I care for all of my bags. Again, I try to go through them and clean, condition them every 2 months or so. And I make sure that I line all the interior of my bag. If you have organizer, great. If you don't have an organizer, try to line with a liner or something. Also stuff the bag so that it keeps the structure. And I display all of my bags on the shelf, but I keep the temperature in the house always at about 70°F, and that's just really for our level of comfort. We like our temperature in the house to be about 70 degrees because it just feel really nice and comfortable, and that's how we like it for ourselves personally. I keep all of my bags on display, but if you do keep your bags in the dust bag and store away, then just make sure that you take your bags out every now and then to let it breathe, because leather, it needs to breathe or else the bag can get moldy. If you live somewhere that is a little bit humid, then you know you want to make sure that you keep the temperature comfortable enough for the bag so that it doesn't get moldy. Again, the cleaner that I like to use is this Cadillac leather cleaner conditioner. This is probably one of the best one. Another product that I use is the Apple Guard, which I have mentioned before. I ran out of that one, so I will put a picture up here. But the Apple Guard, I only use it on my Louis Vuitton Vachetta. So I do spray my Vachetta maybe every 6 months, and that is to protect my Vachetta from being stained. And that's it, you guys, for today's video. I really hope that you enjoy, and like usual, please subscribe to my channel if you are new here, and also turn on the notifications so that you get notified the next time I upload a new video. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye now.